Okay, so the stupid phone keeps cutting off on me, but so I want to just go back here, give you a look at the inside. We've taken the rails down that hold the top. They just clip in at the top, and you pull them back out of the hole at that end. The door, you undo the little, you got latches up here at the top that they lock in. This vinyl right here slides into a groove on the edge of the door frame. All you do is unsnap those two snaps and slide, and then lift the bottom out of where it's held up right here. You lift it out and away from it, and then you bring the bottom down at an angle and it sits down into this groove right here. Then you push your gray pieces in, lock your top two blocks in, and the door is good. On the canopy, rolled the rope around the white piece, the white bar that swings down out of each end of this. Untangle the rope. Use these pieces of conduit as the other parts of the poles. Just put them on the ends and then tie the rope, stake the ropes out. The stakes are in the side cabinet right here. And put these poles in here. The bed, once you get the door in and everything, go inside, pull these lawn chairs out, take the pads off, set the table up. The big pads actually flip up and become the backrests, and then that small pad in the middle slides down into that spot to make the seat, and that way the backrest stays up behind you, doesn't fall down. So that's the bed, that's the seats, that's the canopy. There's the rods laying. There's the sink, has that bar. You just lift up on that bar and the sink pivots and sits up on top of there. Watch your fingers, because it's very narrow when it comes past the edge of that countertop, and it will pinch your fingers bad. It's heavy. So, and where we're at now, we got the canopy hanging. You can't really roll it up because it's too tall for most people. Ricky may be able to, but that canopy, the cover for the canopy up there is kind of wore out, so you got to be easy with it. But the next thing to do is put these beds down, and the easiest way to do that is underneath here. There are hooks. This one's actually unhooked even. It's supposed to be hooked right here, like so. This piece here is just a hard piece that kind of stays up like that, keeping anything from getting up in there. So just unhook that, go along, unhook all the bungee straps all along here. There's more of them on the big side than the smaller side. And then see, this one's hooked here. We just unhook it. So this is loose. Go to the other end, do the same thing. Just reach over there and fill it and unhook it. Make sure you got these hooked so the kids don't roll out of bed in the middle of the night and end up out on the ground. Okay, so they're both unhooked. So now, there's a bar in here, and a bar up inside here that rod was hooked to on the inside. What I do is just unhook the corners. Just get it up off the bottom, like so. Lay it down. Whoop. And kind of like making a bed. Just fold it in on both sides. Undo this. There's the Velcro here. Undo that. So it should look like so. Velcro. Same thing on this end. Unhook the corner. Unhook the corner. Boop, falls down. Pull this out. Kind of right here by the screen. You don't want the screen to get caught up anywhere. Same thing, Velcro. Like that's fine. And just didn't clean the inside out, but it works. See, I flipped them up on there, help make it so that that's all got to slide in. Go back to this end and make sure those are the same thing. Any of that to be in the way. There we go. So now we want to slide these big bunks in, and to do so, you gotta unhook these supports and snap them up underneath in those little clips. To do that, you got to basically put your back underneath this thing, lift up on it, and then use your hands to get that thing snapped in at the same time, and that is a pain in the ass. It would be easier if you have two people, one person to hold up on the bed a little bit so the other person can get the stuff, can get under here and do this, but I've done it myself every time and got it done. So just see if I can show you what I got to do here. Some way. There you go. Now you can see me. So what I do is this. You feel it come down. Like so. So now they're up in there. You can feel the bed kind of sagging. You don't have any weight on it. Nobody pushing down on it or nothing crazy. Now you should be able to just lift up on it a little bit and slide it in. Like so. Once you get it going, just push it all the way in. That seal should be like that. Bed's pushed back in there. I'll come this end, do the same thing. This end you got to watch when you push it in because it goes a little farther than it really should. It'll stop about a half an inch maybe before it does. So this seal tends to fall down in there. You don't want to do that because this is what helps keep water from getting down inside the camper. So, all right, let's see if I can do these. I'll set you back here for a minute. These are harder than the front one. With these, you gotta lift up on it. And try not to, and don't let it damage the back of the camper. It's got a few scuffs already, but just if you were to let it go when it was up there, it would jam a hole right through the plastic. So be cautious. Put it up, forward. Go easy so you don't go too far. Right there. Okay. So both ends are in. Now we just have to get our crank out of its little place down here. So the crank is hidden down here. That bar there is to help release the corner jacks. You usually don't need it though. You usually just need the crank here. Crank the top down. Crank goes in this hole right here. You see the pins. So once you get this crank up, once you crank this up, when you first put it up, after it's all the way up as high as it's going to go, you don't force it, you'll feel it, it'll stop. Take this out. If you leave it in, it could actually unwind on you because it has a release in there. So all you do is start cranking opposite here, counterclockwise. And what we do is bring it down about so that it's only up about 2 feet. And that gives you the ability to go around, tuck in the sides and stuff, and then roll this canopy up and see, like so. So you got it's kind of set this back down so I can roll this canopy back up. We always roll it under. I don't know if it really matters, but over or under, whichever way. We always roll it down so when it rolls out, it doesn't fly out at you. Little method to the madness. Zipper is super delicate. Brake is the way to hold the key if you're driving down the road. Be extra cautious with that. And once you get going, you're good. You want to kind of push that in there so it matches up with the end of it. Okay, so that's in. So now what we do is go around. Let's try to tuck those in a little bit. Like I said, you don't want the screen sticking over here, so you go around, push this in all the way around. So now I've gone around and tucked it all in, all the way around. So it's all tucked in there. Just keep working it. Come back here, crank it down some more. Get down to about 6 inches. And go around and tuck it again and then crank her down. See right there. So Just push this up in there. Over here, make sure everything's good. Let that Velcro up like so. So, get that all nice in there. Velcro up. Shows back. Velcro up. She's back. That can be unplugged. We found that leaving it plugged in is just fine. Ain't nothing to worry about. The main thing is you don't want this green hanging down like this. You want to push it up in there. Alright. See, it's ready to drop all the way around. Easy peasy. Crank her down all the way until that stops. You'll feel it stop. And go around and push down on the corners. This corner over here has been the one that's always gave us a problem. We had this top redid on it, but it still seems like it wants to hit. So you might have to come back here on the back, give it a little tweak. Back down. Let's try this here. So the trick is to get it down. When it gets caught, push it on the front, push it that way, and it'll pop down. See? It's catching the edge of it. It catches on the upright bracket. So anyway, once they're all down, you don't lock it yet. You go ahead and close your little door inside there so you got your stuff going. Now you want to unlevel the jacks. The first thing before you do this, you want to back your car up so you're ready to hook it up too. Same time. But and make sure you got your wheel chock should be in place. You got 2 yellow ones for each side. And then I got this special cutout board, don't forget it, for this wheel. So the wheel won't roll out of it. But you just crank it up. What you're doing, you're lifting these front jacks off the ground. When you put the front jacks down, you should have a board under each one of these too. So you got a lot of little pieces of wood. Anyway, you just crank those up. Then all you do on these, you push down on this, and then take your other hand and push up. Push this up in there, like so. That gets it up. Now grab the whole thing, pull down, swing it up till it locks. It's good. Throw your board over here so you don't forget it. Same thing on this side. Two hands. Pull it down, swing it up, locks. Board over there. So that's the front two are done. Now you got a lot of pressure on the back one, so you just lower it back down. This takes the weight off the back one so you can take them up. So same thing on the back ones. So squeeze down on that, push that up, make sure that's locked back in. there. Now, swing it up. They're a little greasy because I oiled them all up for everybody, so they work easily. Same thing on this side. When they're short like this, you can get one hand. A lot of times, just push up in there. But when you do that, you gotta make sure this thing here catches back. Swing it back up. Boom. It's either hooked up underneath there. When you pull them out, what you're doing is you gotta slide it forward, pulls them out of that thing, and then they swing down and they lock into that one. So, alright, that's that board. Around, pick up all your boards, stick them right inside the door because you're gonna need them as soon as you get there. So now, just close the door, turn it, push it in. Don't lock the key in it. Before you close this door, make sure you got the key. Actually, put the key in the hole, because once you get it up there, you lock. Well, just don't lock the key in it. There's only one freaking key, so got a key in it. You have to crank it back up and climb over to get in it to find a key. So, be a whole pain in the ass. Oh, see, I forgot something. Got to put this. Take that out of there. That's got to go in the door. No key. I got to go get the key. Always good to have a key with you when you're doing the job. Happens to be in the house at the moment. Let's see. Alright, key ring. Here's the keys. Alright. So, the one key. Oh. Now see, this is a good way to lose the key because it would fall out on the ground right there. Been there, done that. So we want to hook this back in there, like so. Make sure everything you're going to put back in here is in here. And see, if you have it down, it won't stay locked. Turn it sideways, it's locked. Okay. So once you got all that done, go ahead and hook your four corners. Swing the lever. You want to swing the lever up, and then have it all the way down so it catches. Just flip it up like so. You don't want this top to come up on the interstate; it'll rip it off. Same thing with this one. Push down a little bit till it hooks. Clip. Same thing. Clip. I'm going to point out something I missed that I should have put in the trailer, but you can't do it really until you get hooked up to your camp. See, we've done all this now. I kind of got ahead of myself a little bit. Once we took the corner jacks up, next thing you should have did was hook the van or hook your vehicle back to the camper. Go ahead and get that all hooked up, because now what I've done, once I get it hooked up to the car, I've got to open the door back up because I've got to put these yellow chocks back in the trailer. So, in this particular case, Ricky's not coming until Friday to get it, so it's going to sit here with the chocks. It's not a big deal. You can open the door with the top down. Just undo these two latches on this one side, and you lift up the top just enough for the door to fall open. Put your stuff in there, lock it back up, lock the two corner locks back down, and you're ready to roll. Makes it nice to get things in and out of it when you're not out and about. It's got a spare tire on here. Never had that cover off spare tire. I'd be afraid to see what's behind it, but got nice tread tire on there. All lights worked. It's a 7-pin plug. Now on this side, I only used one wheel chock, but there's actually 2 more inside, so I've actually got 1 extra I got. In case, and the reason I got that is in case when you put this, because when you do hook it to your vehicle, you don't forget this block of wood. It's important. But I got that extra wheel chock in case you ever did have to put it around this wheel one way or another to make sure it wasn't going to try to spin on you or something stupid. But it shouldn't. If you crank it when you first get there, you level up your left and right tires so it's as level as you can get it that way. That's the only way you can level it left and right, is you gotta put blocks of wood under the tire and back up on it, or pull forward up on it, whatever, to get it where you need it. But once you get it level left and right, there's a level on the front right here, and it's dead on. I mean, so if you just pull up on the wood, get out and check it and see where you're at, you'll know. Then on the left side over here, you got another level for forward and back. Now the trick is, once you get to the campsite, get your wheels chocked, unhook it from your vehicle. You don't chock the wheels obviously until you got level left and right, but unhook it from the vehicle, crank the front down as low as it'll go, so it's pivoting, so it looks like it's leaning forward a little bit. Drop those back jacks till they hit the ground, and all you do when you drop them, when you pull them out, they swing down. All you gotta do is pull that down and they will fall out and hit the ground. And then you go around to the other one, so they both hit the ground, and then come back up here and crank it back up to where it's actually up a little bit, and drop these front jacks till they hit the ground, and then lower this back down a little bit so all the weight's on the jacks and the tires obviously, and then see where your level is, and you can work it, crank it up or down and adjust these jacks as needed to get it level. But you definitely want it level, or somebody's gonna be rolling around in the bed at night. It's definitely not a good night's sleep if you're not level. So anyway, if you have any questions, call me. Other than that, good luck.